Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Doma's Creations and More, where today I'll be sharing with you the first video of this series called Let's Make a Journal. I have gotten a lot of requests to do a tutorial on how I make my journals. Today I will be showing you how to make, this series will show you how to make a journal like this, 3 signatures, 10 pages each, with this cardstock cover. So, to get started, you will need an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and a corner rounder. I have one. If you don't have one, I will show you how to do it. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to round the corners. If you wish, this is what I do. I use the 1/2 inch side. I chop all the corners. If you do not have a corner rounder, you will need your scissors and you will round the corners, all 4 of them. Then you're going to put the paper on the 11-inch side, and you're going to score at these measurements right here. I'm going to put this down so that I can put the measurements here. This cover is not my idea. I learned how to do them from this girl right here, Megan Heft, here on YouTube. I will link her video below. That's how I learned how to make them. And you're going to put it on the 11-inch side, and you're going to score at the 5, 5 1/4, 5 1/2, 5 3/4, and 6. And these are these lines right here. 5, and you're going to go all the way down. 5 1/4, 5 1/2, 5 3/4, and 6. I already did them. If you do not have a scoreboard, you're going to take your ruler and you're going to mark the little measurements, a little measurement up here, a little dot up here, and a little dot down here. Then you're going to join them with lines. And then after you have the lines drawn, you're going to pick up your paper, you're going to fold it down, and you're going to fold it, and you're going to create the score line. You're going to move it to the next one, you're going to move it, you're going to fold it. So you do not need a scoreboard to do this. That's how you do it. In here, I like to reinforce my spine. I use a piece of fabric that I got at Walmart, one of those fat quarters, and it's just a cotton blend piece of fabric for 97 cents. You can use duct tape, anything to reinforce the spine. This measures 1 3/4 wide by 8.5 long, and all I did was I attached it with fabric tack. I like to use this glue to attach the fabric here. All I did was put glue like this and put it down. I love this fabric tack because it glues very fast, and it bonds very well with paper and fabric. So that's it. You're going to glue it down, and there's your cover. Isn't that simple? After you have that done, it's your choice if you want to distress it or not. I made one beforehand. See these little brown spots right here? That is distressing. This is how it looks with distress and the paper, and without. It's your choice. I believe this looks better. It gives it a vintage look. I do use walnut stain and a distresser. I bet you that's... Yeah, I need to sit down for a little bit, guys. Sorry. Oh, man. Oh. This distresser here. And you can distress it. If you do not know how to distress, there's plenty of videos, but let me show you real quick. You're going to take this little tool right here. It's called distressing tool. If you do not have distressing ink like this, you can use regular permanent ink of whatever color you like. For this one, I am using this walnut stain. You're going to take it, and you're just going to go along the edges and kind of pounce it on there until you get the little lines. So you do that all the way around in all of the surfaces, as well as the cover mat. What is a cover mat? I'll show you right now. The cover mat is this right here, the paper. Because I've done this over and over again, I have the measurements for you right here. It's 4 3/4 wide by 8 1/4 long, and you're gonna need 4 of them. The front cover, the back cover, the front cover and the back cover. So you're gonna need 4 of whatever you use. Pay attention to where you're going to put, if it has a graphic on it, if it has writing. Not so much this one, the other one has writing on it. Because I rounded these corners right here, I round these corners right here so that they could match. Inside, I like to use, oops, this is not the inside, this is the outside. How do I know the difference? The reinforced spine, the piece that we put the fabric on, that is the inside. The inside goes in here. You distress them. What distressing does, it gives you a vintage look. It makes your paper stand out from the background, and let me show you. See when I place that down, it kind of pops it from the back, versus the other one that doesn't have, and let me make sure I'm in frame. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to get up. Pardon me guys, my back. Okay, see how this one, it pops off of the background because of the brown. This one doesn't have any. It's the same paper, but it doesn't, it blends in. That's why you do the distressing if you want a vintage look, also to help it pop up from the back. So let's say you had a pink ink pad at home, go ahead and use that. Let me see, well, I have a yellow, I think I have a pink, but I'm not going to use a pink. See this one, this is an all-purpose stamping ink, convenient storage. This one doesn't tell me if it's permanent, but try to get something permanent. If you don't have the little tools to distress, then you can take, let me grab a scrap piece of paper here. You can take your ink pad and just do this to it. Just rub it on there. See how you see it in the corners? And it helps it pop up. You can just rub it on there and move it until you see it on the paper. See the pink right here? And it'll help it pop up. If you have a makeup sponge, you can just dab it on there and do the same thing. And it's just going to help you so that it can pop up, or it can have dimension over whatever you put on it. So this one, I am going ahead and, no, I need to distress the edge. So like I said, you would do all the edges. I'm not going to do the whole thing with you here because it does take a while, and my video time will also go up, and plus my back will not let me stand or sit for very long. So there we go. Now you see, you have to pay attention to this right here. If it's still up, if you didn't grab the thing, go back and put some more glue. I like to put it on the fabric so that you know that it's going to go down. One of the reasons I like fabric tack, it dries quick. Look, it's dry quick, huh? It kind of reminds me of, it smells like super glue. So I'm thinking it's in the same family. I don't know. That's just my opinion. It reminds me of super glue because it smells like super glue and it dries super fast. So just push it down. By the time you're all the way down, and what I like about it is, like, see how there was extra? You rub it off. That's it. It is pricey though. Well worth it in my opinion. Okay. So I already distressed there. I'm going to show you the difference yet again. Distress the paper. Look at the difference. Look at the difference in the edging. This one is Martha Stewart glue. It is in a Tombow Mono bottle because I like this bottle. But it's just Martha Stewart glue that I've had forever. I'm down to my last bottle that I refill this with. And they no longer make it. Because it was like when they were getting rid of or discontinuing whatever. I went and bought a whole bunch. I found it at Tuesday Morning for like 50 cents a bottle, or $1 a bottle. I don't remember, but I bought a whole bunch. Here, you're just gonna make sure, and this is why I like this Martha Stewart glue too. It's dry already, but they no longer make it. You want a little border all the way around, and that's it. You're gonna do the front and the back, and you're gonna end up with something like this once you distress it. And that is how you make this cover that I love to do on my journals. Like I said, I do not take credit for this because I learned from this girl right here, Megan Heft. I will be linking her video below. These are the measurements for the journal. You'll need an 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I use a 65-pound cardstock that I find at Michael's. The kit that I'm using is from Norella Calico Collage. It's an exclusive kit, Bella Rose Garden, that was available in the month of February through lindaisrael.com. It was a digital kit, this one right here. It has beautiful images. This is what I'll be using to make this journal. Actually, journals. I'm making 2. And that's what you're going to need. A cardstock. I use a 65-pound. I printed all this DigiKit on 65-pound cardstock as well. These are the measurements where to score on the 11-inch side of the cardstock. Here, the cover mats are these right here. These are the measurements, 4 3/4 wide by 8 1/4 long. You're going to need 4 of them. Whatever you choose for your front cover and back cover and the inside covers. The tip I will give you about these is just make it a pattern, not so much, like this, because at least for me, I like to put pockets here. So these two will be covered up, so you'll get to see that. Then the spine reinforcement, that piece of fabric that I use down here, it's 1 3/4 wide by 8 1/2 inches long. I use a piece of fabric. You can use duct tape if you like. And that's it. That's how you make this cover. If you have any questions, leave me down in your comment box. Leave me a comment and I will get back to you. I will answer your questions. Any questions, any doubts, let me know. I will answer in the next video. I hope you keep coming back to watching my videos. And as always, my friends, happy crafting. Bye.